Nobody wants to take an IELTS test. It can be expensive, hard to book a place, it requires extra studying and training, and it's an extra stress you could probably do without. I'm sorry IELTS, I do love you, you're a great test, but people just don't want to take you. It's not you, it's us. But what if I was to tell you that it's not the only way? You don't always have to take an IELTS test to study in the UK. An IELTS test is just one of the ways that international students can show their level of English to a UK university. In this video, I'll be talking you through why you have to do this and the different options you may have available when applying to come and study in the UK. Now, before we look at the different options, it's worth thinking about exactly why you need to demonstrate your level of English. When you come to study in the UK, you're almost certainly going to be studying in English. You'll be taught in English, you'll have classes in English, and your assignments and exams will be in, you guessed it, English. So, as you can imagine, you're going to need to have a level of English that is good enough for academic reading, writing, speaking, and listening. As well as having a good level of English for your studies, it's also a requirement for your UK student visa, and you're not going to get very far without one of these. Now, the fact that you're watching this video suggests that you're already on the right track, and you probably have a good level of English. But, unfortunately, neither your university of choice nor UK Visas and Immigration are just going to take your word for it. You're going to have to prove it. I mean, I trust you, but I'm not the one handing out student visas. You'll need a recognised way to show exactly your level of English in those 4 key areas of reading, writing, speaking, and listening. Now, depending on the course you're planning to study and the university you're applying to, the exact level of English language that you will require will be slightly different. In this video, I'm not going to look at the levels and scores you might need. We can work that out a bit later. Instead, I'm going to run through the different ways that you can meet the English language requirement of coming to study in the UK. Now remember that throughout all of this, the goal is always the same, to demonstrate your level of English language. The first way you can do this is called the English Medium of Instruction method. This simply means that you have already studied a degree in English, which means your English must be pretty good, right? This method is an easy option for students that already have an undergraduate degree taught in English who are applying to study a master's in the UK. It can be any degree studied in any country as long as it was taught in English. It's important to remember that when telling a university that you've studied a degree in English, you're going to have to prove it as well. This means it will need to be stated on your transcript, or failing that, you'll need a letter from your previous university stating that you were taught in English. These letters are pretty common, so shouldn't be too hard to get hold of. And once you've got one, you're on your way. Similar to achieving a degree taught through the medium of English, another popular way for international students to show their level of English is by their high school qualification. Naturally, only if you studied English as part of your high school qualification. Many universities will accept this as evidence of your English language level, usually requiring a certain grade. The grade required varies for each university. Examples of this would be the Indian 12th certificate, the West African WIAC, the Malaysian SPM 1119, and any country that teaches English GCSE, IGCSE or O-level. There's lots more that would be accepted as well, so it's worth checking with the university you're applying to. If you are using your high school qualification as your English language evidence, your university may also ask you to have an English language interview. This is just to check that you have the right level of English when it comes to speaking and listening. These tend to be informal interviews conducted over the phone or video chat, and they are nothing to worry about. So your next option is to take an IELTS test. Hang on a minute, didn't you see the title of this video? Of course I did, I wrote it. It said without taking an IELTS test. I know, let me explain. These guys are never going to click the like button now. They wouldn't do that to me. Just hear me out. Now, here's the thing. In some cases, you'll have to take an IELTS test. If you don't have any other proof of your English language level that the university you are applying to will accept, then it could be your only option. There are also certain courses, such as an International Foundation course, which will only allow you to use an IELTS test. So again here, there's not much choice. Well, there is a little bit of choice. An IELTS test is referred to as a CELT, a Secure English Language Test. A CELT is a test that will be accepted by UK Visas and Immigration without your university necessarily having to back you up. Universities can choose to use other methods of assessing your English language, which will then be accepted by UK Visas and Immigration, but a CELT will be accepted everywhere. As well as IELTS, there are a handful of other CELT providers. These are Pearson's, Trinity College London, Language Cert and PSI. So, if you are in a situation where you have to take a CELT, it's worth seeing if these other options work better for you. Now, if your university is insisting on a test, IELTS or another CELT still might not be your only option. Universities don't have to use a CELT for most courses, and many will have their own English language test that they can offer to international applicants. These will usually cost a lot less than an IELTS test, be easier to book, and you may be able to take them from your own home. One well-known test is the Oxford International English Language Level Test. Not the catchiest name, but it's a good test. This test is about a third of the cost of an IELTS test and can be taken online. So if you need to take a test, it's worth checking if your university will accept this or an alternative. We accept the test here at Cardiff Met. So lastly, what if you've exhausted all of the options so far? You haven't got a degree taught in English or a high school English qualification. You have to take a CELT or another test, and you can't quite get the score you need to study at your university of choice. Don't despair, as there is still one more lifeline available to you. Many UK universities will offer a course called a Pre-sessional English course. A Pre-sessional will help you to improve your English to the required level for the course you want to study. So, when you pass the course, you'll be able to use this to demonstrate your level of English. They also have the added benefit of introducing you to the UK teaching system, which gives you the opportunity for a smooth transition into a new way of learning. Pre-sessional courses will usually take place before the start of a new academic intake, so having to take one doesn't need to delay you from starting your main course. Make sure you find out if the university you're applying to has one available, as it's a good backup if you need one. And with that, you're now armed with all the knowledge you need to demonstrate your level of English language and hopefully avoid an IELTS test. If you still want to know more about English language levels for study in the UK, you can check out this video. Let me know in the comments below how you're planning to demonstrate your English language level, and I'll see you soon.